Hey there, I'm Daniel and I'm thrilled to welcome you to my very first video on my brand new channel, Dantastic Travels. I'm a passionate YouTuber who's just starting out, so I'm excited to learn and grow as I go. I'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions, so feel free to leave any constructive comments or questions you might have. I'm particularly interested in hearing what you think about this hotel and spa. I've tried to include as much useful information as possible for anyone who might be considering booking it. I hope you enjoy this video. I'm committed to being fair and honest in my reviews, so I hope you'll see that reflected in my thoughts. Also, please watch all the way to the end to see how we ended up with the customer service representative after we sent over our concerns. Thank you and have a good day. Check-in was rough. We weren't told about any of the extras, no mention of the free drink at the bar, and definitely no heads up about the £100 hold on our card for room service. And the Prosecco, well, that should have been in the room. Well, it wasn't. We had to go to reception to ask, and the response was basically, "Oh, is it not there? Well, we'll send one up then." Not great. The grounds outside, though, absolutely beautiful. The grounds are green, peaceful and really well kept. There's a lovely little stream running through the property and wildlife everywhere. Rabbits, birds and even a peacock, although we didn't get to see it. The room. That was something else. A huge stain in the corner, running from the floor to the ceiling. Rose petals under the bed from a previous stay, not cleaned up. And the bathroom, mould on the ceiling and a general feeling that it hadn't had a proper clean in a while. The food. Breakfast was another letdown. The hot breakfast was greasy, overcooked and just didn't taste fresh. There were other options like toast, fruit and cereal. But after trying the cooked breakfast, we honestly lost our appetite. We even cancelled our dinner reservation after that. We just didn't trust the kitchen to deliver anything better. One more heads up. If you're thinking of visiting, the hotel is very out of the way. Mobile signal was almost non-existent in some areas, which actually left us pulling over on the way at a random pub to ask for directions. And make sure you double check the postcode. We ended up at a completely different location, a place called Lion Resort, down a farm track before realising we were way off. Honestly, I wish I would have brought a physical map or at least confirmed directions ahead of time. Now let's talk about the spa. One of the reasons we booked this stay, and sadly one of the biggest letdowns, when we checked in we were told my partner's 90-minute massage had to be reduced to 60 minutes due to a staffing issue. Not ideal when you've been looking forward to a full pampering experience. After a bit of haggling we agreed to swap the lost time for a mud resort treatment instead of taking a refund. Honestly, we should have taken the refund. The only available time slots were right after lunch, which threw off the whole relaxing vibe and made the treatments feel rushed and poorly timed. On top of that, the spa changing rooms were a mess, some of the doors were hanging off and some just didn't work at all. Both me and my partner had to call reception just to get help locking up our belongings. I even had to use a special key myself because once again, not enough staff, especially male staff, to handle it properly. It's frustrating when basic facilities like this are not up to standard. So, the treatments. The waiting room itself was freezing at times. We were left sitting there shivering before the treatments even started. My partner's massage began 20 minutes late with no apology or explanation. That delay meant the whole thing felt rushed. And once inside, the massage room was cold and they used cold oil. That completely defeated the point of trying to relax. It was honestly one of the most uncomfortable massages we've ever had. Now let's get into the spa facilities themselves, and unfortunately it didn't get much better. As you can see, the salt spa swing was broken, one of the doors to another steam room was out of order, so it wasn't being used at all. The pool, so cold it felt more like a plunge bath than a relaxing spa pool, and the whole area was dimly lit and just uninviting. It was so incredibly overcrowded we tried 6 different times to get into the salt spa and not once were we successful. It was either packed out or just impossible to access. Because of how busy it was, the atmosphere was anything but relaxing. It was so loud at points we could barely hear a conversation. And to top it off, there were barely any refreshment areas, no water, no tea, no places to sit and chill, which for a spa is a kind of basic expectation. So, the food at the spa. Later in that day we gave the cafe area a try, but again, it missed the mark. The food was dull and uninspiring, the coffee was honestly awful, and the cake selection pretty much just brownies. Not the variety you'd expect for the price. On top of that, the setting didn't help either. The room had heavily stained walls and tables were wobbly and clearly needed repair. It all just felt a bit tired and neglected. the staff. Now, with all that said, I do want to give a shout out to the staff. Everyone we dealt with was really friendly, understanding and helpful, even when things weren't going perfectly. They did their best to make us feel welcome, and that definitely counts for something.